Oh, how nice it is of you. The very picture of youth, to break the monotony of an elder's day. Wild away on this hardwood bench. Pray, let me be forward with you. O sapling rose, O leaf of spring. For my weary mind is troubled, and would highly prize thy gentle-handed assistance, thy kind ministrations. I am but an aged elf that has seen the years parade in long succession. Gladly shall I tell you more. Will I regale thee, O whelp of men, with my tale? But not here, where the winds may steal my words. You would listen to my grievances, guide me towards untroubled realms. Oh, you are truly a wonder, oh budding flower of the morn. Yet that which I would tell you is of a rather private nature. So let us escape both the chill and the eye of public scrutiny. Hot spiced wine and a snug little room awaits us on the King Crab's first floor. Let us go there, so that we can warm our bones, yet make shiver our hearts with a tale of loss and sorrow.
So you're just hanging around again, are you? Waiting for what, exactly?
I'll thank you to leave me be.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
That way to us. Well, just like I said, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
I am a duke, potato-eating peasant. Whatever happened to that troop of eager infantry we sent to the Norman cave?
Ah, you have come. Yes, that is most satisfactory. Begone, brittle mask of age. Hear me now repeat the words of Brittletooth, the child snatcher of Carador. Come, play with me, for I'm hungry. Come, play, play, play! The game, yes! A game of blood and brutality, of death and dexterity. Fun as herring the horror harlequin. But, like the serpentine stalker hisses before the stab, hush now. Darkness, darling. Hush, hush, and listen to my tale. The elves of Gandavon, they lived in peace. Oh, yes. But one night, when the moon had hid her face, the orcs of the tribe of Kazuldagar beset our city. They cooked and ate and burned every last one of us. The light of dawn never saw an elf of Gandavon no more. All undone. Every last one of us. Except for me, the midnight rambler, away from the city. I was very old back then already, though indeed I whisper of many years hence. But death shall not find me. Oh no, not until every beast of Kazaldagar has been bled. I may be frail, a withered grey, but the wealth of kings is mine. Countless assassins have ministered to the vengeance that is my want, and now is almost over. By Kala, Lady of the Last Gaze, I swear it is almost done. Only the very last one of the Kazaldagar still eludes me. The crowning kill that would seal its fate and mine alike. I have tracked her down. By the curse of the spine spear I have. She does not know her ill-shapen sun is setting fast. Color the dusk red, O sword of youth. Bloody the day with the bramble sap that runs through the veins of Victoria. Bring me the amulet that clings to her flesh, soon to fade. And yours shall be the bounty of vindication. Mine shall be its sanguine satisfaction after long, long last. Yes, Victoria. She is the one whose heart must be held in hand, the heart around which the fingers of that hand must clench and tighten until its choking flesh bulges with blood and its beat slowly breaks. The orcs of Kazaldagar, they knew my name. Oh yes, by the bite of the roving rattler, they knew my design. And so they sought to save their last, an infant, she who was to be queen. To no avail, oh no. Years, how many I know not. Years I searched, and now she has been found. Her name is that of a woman, her employment that of a civilized being. But by the fork of Barbara Man-Eater, she is nothing but an orc, a cyst of nature, one of a misbegotten litter dragged into life from the tumoured womb of a filthy, coarse-haired beast that was humped like a dog in the darkness of a stinking hollow. Victoria, librarian, daughter, adopted child of Cecil, Mayor of Cecils. There is bloodlust in you. I can feel it. Let it out. Set it free. Undo the last of the Kazaldagar. By the breasts of Sishara Goatsucker, give me my revenge! My name is Eglandir Twil Selanar, elf of the House of Gandavum, the slaughtered house of Gandavum. But by the twin blades of the Shadow Vixen, I shall have my revenge. The walls of memory are stained with blood, and I would see them bloodier still.
That was quite the radical change we witnessed. I never would have thought that the benign old man we met outside would turn out to be a vengeance-driven aficionado of assassins.
The hunters go a-stalking in the night by the needles of the
She may not
million...
be guilty, but she'd have committed the same crimes had she grown up among her own kind. It's inevitable.
That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Norman bread.
What? Oh, it's you! What news? Someone wants to see Victoria dead? That cherub of the book? That seraph of the library? Outrageous! Hear you me. You must stop that dog by any means necessary. As mayor of Cecils, you have my permission to take drastic measures if need be.
The lesser key of...
Turjageta, friend. Kira Lizor. Oh, do pardon my language, my friend. But that is quite the startling revelation. So much sadness, so much anguish. Eglandir's tale is heartrending, though it seems that in the pursuit of retribution, he has himself become as great a ghoul as those that wronged him. Does he not see that I am now the one who is to be wronged? Why, oh why must he make me, of all gentle-minded and life-loving creatures, why must he make me the target of his imperishable hate? Whom have I ever harmed? I live for books, not brutality. So, let us approach the situation with reason and ask ourselves, where do we go from here? Though, first let me say this. Hashizm bil kushum zunum. From my heart, I thank you for warning me. I thank you and I trust you. So pray, let me pose the question. What do you advise we should do?
Too. Most promising.
My amulet? But it is Haxmaji, a sacred token that houses the presence of my ancestors. No, I cannot part with my talisman, the keepsake of my soul.
I'm looking for... the Encyclopedia Daemonium. I know it by heart. The lesser key of Sadakandras. Ugh, what nonsense. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library? A key of Sadakandras. Ugh, what nonsense. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
When you put it like that, I guess I cannot say that it is. I do this very reluctantly, but fine. Have my talisman. May it fool the elf that would see me dead.
Know it by heart.
Kajdenor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet.
Fresh habit. Perfect for a fire.
Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of hunters?
Oh, my good man. Drink, you please.
Here I wait for thee in the dark. But the stab shall bring the light. Minister to death, that my name is Eglandir Twil Selanar, elf of the house of Gandavum, the slaughtered house of Gandavum. But by the twin blades of the Shadow Vixen, I shall have my revenge. The walls of memory are stained with blood, and I would see them bloodier still. Yes, yes. Have you made the orc feel the black and biting cold center toward the gangling grip of the greedy grey? Yes, so it is. So it is. By Angus, the Impaler's favourite steak, you've done well by me. Oh, Ravager of Gazaldagar, the last of their line is dead. The house of Gandavon has been avenged. Sweet flowing blood. The quest of decay is at an end. My wealth is yours. My life is death's. By the hollow sockets of the voidwood eye gouger, I bid thee thanks and fond farewell.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
What? Oh, it's you! What news? You managed to drive him away? But what if he comes back? Are we destined to live in fear forever after?
Demonology for
Turjageta, friend. He has gone. Oh, Dijlazim az Ajtenek, you have saved me. Thank you, my friend, thank you. It is a terror to know someone prays for your demise, but you have undone it. The sun that is your chivalry has dissolved the dew that was Eglandir's hate. May the gods bless your heart and shield your soul from harm. Kajdanor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine.
What nonsense. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
Who placed this book here? A volume of poetry or novels? Urak! Mayhem.
The Lesser Key of Sadakandras. What nonsense. The Encyclopedia Demonium. I know it by heart.
Who placed this book here? A volume of poetry among novels? Urak! What mayhem.
Demonology for dumbbells. Ugh. I need something more advanced. The Encyclopedia Demonium. I know it by heart.
Poetry among novels? Urak! What mayhem.
No, this isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. The Encyclopedia Demonium. I know it by heart.
In see-through armor? Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom? Stentaken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she?
You say you will take me under your wing, but I see no feathers. Are you a child of the birds, as I am of the bears?
I know it by heart.
The knight in see-through armor? Princess
The Lesser
Buttercup
Key
with
of
the blushing
Sadakandras.
bottom?
What nonsense.
And so the lonely babe was fed upon the wild mother's milk, and cast aside from humankind, he thrived among his mother's ilk. So says the saga of Thris. Do you know it? The wise godwolf Amira raised the child Thris among her litter. So you see, I have good company. Thris the wolfson, and I the bear daughter. In truth, this is a relief. Your world is made with rules I have not yet memorized. I am happy to have a friend in such a place.
This isn't the grimoire.
Ask freely, my friend.
The Encyclopedia Demonium. I know it by heart.
Who placed this?
I have learned all the bird song that Jarrett could teach. I remembered every word. These tales have brought me much pleasure. The remembering of the beasts is without lies. We know not to approach the wasp's nest because long ago one bear mother discovered its dangers. This she taught to her cubs, and those cubs taught the next. We do not remember Rito and the battle of the buzzing brutes. We remember only what is useful to us now. Rito will be forgotten. The beauty of the story will be forgotten. But the lesson will not. It is different between beasts and humans. I am lucky to enjoy both ways. He came to me when I was small. A fierce, wild one, yet unaware of the difference between the other cubs and herself. He called to me in a soft song. At first I thought him a great bird. We each reached out to the other. We found each other. Jarrett visited me often, and in time I learned his songs and more. When he built a small cabin within Home Forest, I hunted his food and fetched his water by day while he studied his books and his magics. By night, by the fire, he'd tell me tales of the world of people. Jarrett is my master and my friend, my teacher and myself. He teaches me and I care for him. Your city is far more wild than Home Forest. In Home Forest, the rules are clear. In Home Forest, your strength and speed determine your fate. Here, a tiny screech woman, no swifter than a mudworm, might confine you into a tiny cage, and one must wait for a kind stranger to grant freedom. Jarrett, wise Jarrett, taught me the bird songs of our people. If not for him, I would never have learned more than the beasts could teach me. A beast's life is to survive. A human's is to know. I am both beast and human, and so I must do both.
This isn't the grimoire I'm looking for.
I heard this was a place of many people, so here I came. I have seen more faces here in a day than I had seen in all the days of my life together. But I have not found the face I seek. Jarrett is missing. It is my duty to find him. That mystery is thick and ugly as a swarm of hornets. It started with a great disturbance in Home Forest. A terrible disease came in the night and turned the birds and beasts soft and foul as carrion while they still lived. I watched countless of my loved ones die, rotted from the inside. When I ran to Jarrett to tell him what I had seen, his reaction was strange. He had no answer. The next morning, Jarrett did not emerge from his room. I left him be, but after 3 days I grew anxious. I broke down the door and inside his chamber was nothing. His equipment, his books, all but some scraps of parchment were gone. He was kidnapped and all his research was taken with him. The only clue I found was a letter among the scraps. I could not make out all the words, but I recognized the threat. Death, coming for you. And the signature? Attenborough. I do not know the one called Attenborough, but I know that if I am to find Jarrett, I must start there. Whoever this Attenborough may be, I believe he or she may know where Jarrett has been taken.
Let us see if you can choose the finest dreams. Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Roman fat. Made a big cheese on your book with a wheel of the good stuff. Claw of snake, wing of worm, blow and spice of stir and swallow. Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses. Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses. Let us see if you can choose the finest dreams.
sedgy Cecils ever seen?
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
We muscle you. Scrolls to entussle you.
Pay the big cheese on your book with a wheel of the good stuff.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap of gold each. Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn. Fresh haddock, perfect for a fry-up.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Fresh haddock, perfect for a fry-up. Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Cecils ever seen.
Not in the mood for cheese. Their excuse is more hose than a slice of this fine Auburn thing.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Pay the big cheese on your book with a wheel of the good stuff.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn. Fresh haddock, perfect for a fry-up. Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you.
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
For a scrap of gold each. Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Pay the big cheese on your book with a wheel of the good stuff.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens. Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you. Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Cecils ever seen.
Owen has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Fresh haddock, perfect for a fry-up. Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes. Let us see if you can choose the finest greens. Fresh haddock, perfect for a fry-up.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Let us see can choose the finest greens.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn.
Fresh haddock, perfect for a fry-up.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses. Toe of
Well,
snake.
what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea. Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn.
Aim straight. Aim true. Arrows by the dozens.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine
Fresh haddock, perfect for a fry-up.
Eat a big cheese on your rope with a whale and a good.
Still thinking about exploring the beach? You're free to go, though we Legionnaires are under strict orders never to abandon our posts, so we won't be able to back you up. You can see security's tighter than ever around here since that surprise attack the Orcs put on a fortnight ago. They did enough damage to shake up Ahu and Captain Aureus something fierce. We can only hope to hold back the undead and these left-field Orc attacks long enough for reinforcements to arrive. I don't think you're quite ready to head out into the wilds to me. Also, a party of 1 or 2 runs the risk of being outflanked and outnumbered. I'll bring some backup if I were you. Of course, the choice is yours, but are you sure you want to venture out? Thank you for heeding my words of warning, Hunter. Cecil needs you.
God, duty's not so bad, hey?
Would be quite a bit better if I could do it in peace.
Just making conversation, mate.
Mate, he says. We are colleagues, nothing more.
Come now, it's just a turn of phrase.
Will you please turn your
Salutations! Source hunters, I see. I'm Sergeant Curtius, proud protector of this house of Legion goods. This is a storing house for Legion supplies, perhaps the most important building.
I said to him, I said myself, if I don't start...
cheese on your block for the wheel of the good stuff. Dead sheep smells pretty great. I mean, wow. Esmeralda? Ugh, terrible smell. Like, Jake has the best smell. I'd know it anywhere. Did you find something for me to stick my nose into? If I ever find out who killed Jake, the most ought to join you. No way. I mean, you smell pretty great. Even better than the dumpster behind the butcher's house. But the town is full of scary stuff like body snatchers and bathtubs. Without my best friend, the most awesome Jake ever.
Snake, wing of worm.
No. This the Source Hunter. Have you come to your senses? Have you changed your mind? Are you ready to join forces? Why, simply because you hunt Source, and I, Jehan, hunt demons. You are aware, of course, that quite often both of these pests frequent the same shadowy pools of infamy. Now, I hate what I hunt, but I respect its cunning. Should I not, I'd have been decimated, body and soul, long since. This is a sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. Let there be strength in cunning, yes, but also in numbers. The calculus of wizardry I offer you, the might of the magician's mastermind, on one condition, that on our joint travels we will never deal with demonic entities, no matter how tempting their propositions. Give me your word on this, and I'll weave you spells.
You speak before your turn. I, for one, am not ready to make that promise.
Oh, simple souls. Oh, doomed spirits. What tangled webs you'd weave. But I won't be a fly to be caught in them. Begone. Reflect. And if you should see the light, I will be here in the library. For now, you are not worthy of my devotion.
You're brought with a wheel of the good stuff.
Ever heard about the time the captain took the Duchess of Feddle's carriage for a joyride?
Ha! No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Ahoy, sailor! Are you enjoying the fresh winds of Cecils? Those orcs must be out of their barbarous minds launching an attack on a city where a great wizard resides. Though even I must admit they put up a hearty effort. I'll tell you, the only time I'd consider waging a suicide campaign like that would be if whatever I sought was something worth dying over. Name's Conrad, cargo trader, sea captain, an expert in all things nautical. Folks across Andervale know to give old Conrad a holler when it comes to rare imports and magical items. Aye, that Cecil's worse than a rooster, crowing all around town about matters he ought to know are better kept quiet. Well, if you know about the staff, I suppose you also know it's gone without a trace. For my part, I haven't a clue where it could have gone. Overboard, stolen, or vanished into thin air. Though I'm quite eager to see it return, I've got a reputation to uphold, you know. Wouldn't hurt to ask some of my men. I tried myself, but sailors tend to be a bit tight-lipped when they're afraid of getting one another in some trouble. Seaman's code, you know. Not to rat out a fellow sailor.
Ever heard about
Shores? Here? In Cecils? Bah! Of all... Was too busy dodging fireballs to notice anything myself. But ask around a bit. Could be one of the other men spied something I didn't. Councillor's wife.
Sauce? Here in Cecils? Now that you mention it, I noticed Dietmar, a fellow merchant travelling with us, carrying a sealed box off the ship during the attack. At the time, I figured he was just escaping with his personal effects. But it could well have been that staff you're talking about. Well, sure, I saw him slip off the ship, but I haven't a clue where it could possibly be now. Captain Conrad's the man to ask for such matters.
Oh, and don't Shores? Here? In Cecils? Bah! Of all the cursed... Was too busy dodging fireballs to know... Don't know much about him myself, except that he and Captain have partnered up more than a few times for long journeys. Perhaps one of the other crewmen will be able to tell you more.
Sauce? Here in Cecils? Well, sure, I saw him slip off the ship, but I haven't a clue where it could possibly be now.
Captain Conrad's the man to ask for such matters.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught. Sauce? Here? Don't know much about him myself, except that he and Captain have partnered up more than a few times.
Heard anything about the whereabouts of the magic stick yet?
That Orky charm loves him.
I wouldn't let it all win.
What? That weasel has it for sure. But I'll tell you this. I didn't speak of that stuff to a soul on board. If he's the one who took it, he must have known it was on the ship before stepping foot on her decks. I'm sure he'll make a run for it, probably by boat. I'd look for him on an out-of-sight beach somewhere. He's probably there now trying to launch a vessel in private, if he hasn't already escaped, that is.
That loopy legionnaire really thinks that Orky charm loves him.
I wouldn't let it all win.
Sailor, what news from the mainland?
I love in nature.
Oh, nothing new, sir. At the time the captain took the Duchess of
It's good to be employed.
Hey, a nickel.
Nice day on the water, innit?
Yes? I have work to do.
It's good to be employed.
Can't thank you enough for your help. For every blowfish in the blue, these are some scallywags.
My hope dashed and restored one right after the other. Thanks.
Our hero, through and through.
Work!
Still thinking about exploring the beach? You're free to go, though we Legionnaires are under strict orders never to abandon our posts. So I don't think you're quite ready to head out into the wilds to me. Or I certainly hope you know what you're doing, Source Hunter. Right, open her up, Legionnaires.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for fry-up.
Good luck out there, Hunter. Evil lurks beyond Cecils' ramparts. You're a source hunter, aren't you?
Salutations! You don't look like you're quite ready to head out into the undead-infested wilds to me. Also, a party of one or two runs the risk. I sincerely hope you know what you're doing, Hunter.
My target dances in shadow.
Contaminated me damn!
My friends?
I'm overheating here.
It's heating up.
Greetings. These stalls are for our Legion troops. Rivellon's finest work.
Yeah, chicken, chicken, chicken.
Is to venture into danger.
You, the barracks! Recruits!
That was sloppier than that.
Good to have you back, Source Hunter. A sight
How
for
can the
sore-
Legion serve you today, Source Hunter? You don't look like you're quite ready to head out. Thank you for heeding my...
Thank the Seven, we've secured the perimeter.
Have some pity.